You're going to be glazing the inside of your bowl today. So you will need your bowl, and this is not Parmesan cheese, this is glaze. The glaze looks pink, but it has a tint in it so that you can see where you put it on the clay, and the tint will go away and it will fire clear. So don't worry about that pink color, that's just so you can see where you're painting it. We are only going to glaze the inside and this upper lip on the bowl. The outside will remain unglazed. You'll see the nice pattern. You'll have that contrast between smooth and rough, the different textures. So the glaze only goes on the inside and this edge. You will be sharing a container of glaze with everyone at your table, and that is doing this project. Some people may be doing the design illustration. You'll have a brush, and you're just gonna, it's 2 light coats. So just dip the tip of the brush into the glaze. You don't want to drip it all over the table. We're not going to, I have a paper towel here, but we're not going to use anything. You can hold this in your hand, dip the tip of your brush, and then just paint on a light coat. And the nice thing, of course, you have white clay. You'll be able to see where the glaze is. Now notice I'm not dripping it on the table. I'm just dipping the tip of my brush in, painting this on the entire inside, and I'm going to get it covered with 1 light coat. And you don't want it to pool or puddle too much. It's going to do a little bit of pooling in your monogram, and that's okay. But in general, we don't, and you don't want to drip it on the table. I don't want you to waste the glaze by getting it all over. Please be careful not to spill it. And we go all the way around to where we were at the beginning. We're going to spend about 20 minutes doing this. I don't think it'll even take you that. But, okay. So there's 1 coat. Now, like I said, we're going to do this upper edge too. So then go all the way around here. And again, we don't want to drip it. We don't want it to run down onto this surface because we're leaving that unglazed, because then you'll get nice contrast. Contrast is one of the principles of art. And it means that there are 2 interesting things to look at that are very different from each other. So with the bowls, the contrast is smooth versus textured, rough, bumpy. So this will make it smooth. The other nice thing about glaze, the reason we put it on the inside of the bowl, is to make it functional. So the glaze gives it a nice glassy surface that makes it so that it's more pleasant to eat out of. Now, once these are done, as long as yours doesn't have any cracks in it, it should be perfectly functional to hold liquid or, you know, whatever you're going to eat. If yours has a crack in it, just don't put liquid in it. And they can go in a microwave, they can go in a dishwasher, and they're fine, and they're perfectly food safe. So that's 1 coat. Don't let it drip down here. You want to keep that kind of neat. Then you're going to do a 2nd coat. So basically you're doing the same thing again, all the way around on the inside. This is a little harder to tell where you did it, so just keep track of what you're doing so that it'll look a little darker pink, but the other thing is just keep track of it. And again, I'm only dipping the tip of my brush in the glaze. More glaze will not make it better, it will just be messy. So all we need are 2 light coats. So we're going to go all the way around here, and there's my 2nd coat, and I was keeping track of where I was putting it. And then, of course, I'm going to dip this in here, and I'm going to go all the way around this edge. Give that a 2nd coat. Should it drip or run, you can get a paper towel and get a little water on it and wipe that glaze off. So if you have trouble with that, that happens, go get a paper towel, wipe the extra glaze off. Okay, and then when it's done, when everyone's done with the glaze at your table, please put the lid on it. You're going to put your bowl back on the cart. Make sure you put it on the cart for your class so we don't lose them. And then you need to take your brush back to the sink and wash the brush. What you do is you put a little soap in the palm of your hands, take the brush and work it into the soap, rinse off your hand, rinse off the brush, and put it with the bristles up into the container. And then you're all done.